One Piece Chapter 1140. What to expect from the chapter. One Piece's Elbaf arc continues to heat up and fans absolutely cannot wait for the story to move forward, especially with some of the most intriguing characters taking the stage and playing an absolutely massive role. The previous chapter of the manga introduced fans to a legendary individual who was revealed to have been living in Elbaf for over 2 decades, the left-hand man of the Pirate King, Scopper Gaban. In One Piece Chapter 1140, the story is most definitely going to focus on him. And as One Piece continues, Luffy and the Straw Hat Pirates are most definitely going to come face to face with him. More than that, One Piece Chapter 1140 is definitely going to see the focus being turned to Shamrock Figureland once again, as he intends to kidnap the children of the giants, and create all sorts of trouble for the country, with the eventual goal of total subjugation. Scopper Gaban vs Luffy, Zoro, and Nami. Scopper Gaban will take on a Yonko crew. Gaban's strength will be glimpsed. If there is one thing that fans can be absolutely sure about in One Piece Chapter 1140, it is that Scopper Gaban is most definitely going to show his strength here. Gaban is a very powerful character, so this battle isn't going to be easy for Luffy at all. Fans will most definitely get to see Gaban tap into his legendary strength, and he should most certainly be capable of tapping into the powers of strong haki. Gaban is known to be a twin axe wielder, which means that his skill with these 2 sharp blades is going to be absolutely immense. His proficiency with the axes is also legendary, but fans don't know whether he will actually use his axes or not. After all, Gaban only seems to have the key to Loki's cuffs with him at the moment. Regardless, One Piece Chapter 1140 will most definitely give fans an idea of how strong the monstrous fighters of the Roger Pirates truly were. Fans have already seen glimpses of Rayleigh in combat, but this might just be their best look at any Roger pirate going all out. Given that Scopper Gaban is clearly stated to be on the same level as Roger and Rayleigh, it is undoubtedly going to be a very exciting fight, where Luffy might even struggle. In One Piece Chapter 1140, fans could see Luffy take to using Gear 5 in the battle against Gaban, and when he does that, it'll be up to the Mountain Eater to stop him. Taking down Luffy in combat is no easy task, but Gaban is surely going to be up to it. Especially with the support of Nami Zoro, fans know that the Straw Hat Pirates will be pressing hard on Gaban. It must also be kept in mind that Oda absolutely loves his portrayal of old men as super strong characters. Even though Gaban is most definitely not going to be as good as he was in his prime, what fans know for sure is that he is still going to be an absolute monster. Shamrock heads to the Walrus School. Since the previous chapter of the story didn't seem to focus on the Holy Knights, it is highly likely that One Piece Chapter 1140 is going to be about the Holy Knights as well, at least in part. This group of fighters has not been focused on in the last chapter, and that means they're currently en route to their target location, which should be the Walrus School. This shouldn't come as a surprise to any fan. Shamrock Figureland came to Elbaf with the goal of fully subjugating the country. The idea was to get Loki to join the Holy Knights and to eventually take control of Elbaf. This way, the world government would have had a Holy Knight take control of Elbaf and bring them into the fold. However, Loki clearly rejected the offer, even after he was heavily tortured, as seen in the last few One Piece chapters. This means Shamrock had to change his plans, and One Piece Chapter 1140 is most certainly going to show him take a new direction. Currently, Shamrock has openly acknowledged that total subjugation of Elbaf doesn't seem possible. But that doesn't mean it can't happen. He's playing his cards carefully and moving to kidnap the children first. Shamrock intends to use the children as hostages, which makes for an interesting move, as he'd have to head to Walrus School to do that. Nico Robin is close by, as is Saul, but they shouldn't be able to do much to stop them. Fans also know a lot of the kids who are currently in the Walrus School or around it. Interestingly enough, the character of Colin is not at the school, which means that Oda could potentially use him to set up an exciting rescue. This would also help change the ideology of the giant children, who believe learning to fight in the current day and age is useless. In either case, One Piece Chapter 1140 should clearly see Shamrock and Gunko move closer to Walrus School and attempt to abduct a few children. A third Holy Knight appears. One Piece Chapter 1140 could also give the fans a glimpse of yet another member of the Holy Knights. As was mentioned previously by Shamrock, the Holy Knights need to deploy another member to Elbaf if they wish to succeed in their plans. As such, Shamrock wishes for there to be another one who joins them on the way to abducting the children, or perhaps it is something with a unique ability with which abducting the children will become a lot easier. This means it is also possible for Shamrock Figureland and Gunko to lay low in the next chapter, and with that, wait for the third Holy Knight to make their move. This means One Piece Chapter 1140 could see Gunko contact Marihoa and a new member of the Holy Knights to be teased. While the vast majority of One Piece Chapter 1140 is likely going to be all about Scopper Gaban versus Luffy, Zoro, And Nami, at the very end, a member of the Holy Knights could potentially show up at Orist Castle, which would make for a very exciting confrontation with the Straw Hat Pirates. Fans are ecstatic to see the plot develop further, but unfortunately, One Piece is going to be on break next week, which means fans will have to wait a bit longer for the next chapter.